So today, kind of another random topic. This one is going over the various Pokemon teams I've used over the years. I kind of have an interesting, I guess, journey, if you will. So I was, I guess, part of Gen One. I still have my Pokemon Red and Game Boy Color somewhere. Um, I was big into it. Um, my parents driving me to Toys R Us to do card battling on Saturdays. Um, Big into Gen Two. And then I kind of fell off of it. I don't know if I outgrew it or what. I know part of it was the teasing from my family. To this day, um, my dad still brings up the fact that I made him take me to see Pokemon movie 2000. Um, Meanwhile, like, he ignores all the crappy movies he had me see as an adult, like Independence Day 2 and The Mummy. Anyway, different topic. So I got back into it a few years ago. Partly it was when I started like using YouTube actively, like actually following people and like regularly checking it. Before I just kind of use it for clips of whatever. Um, that was partly because of my ex. She's still been into it. So I caught up, playing some version of each gen, either the original or a remake. Um, and I think that Brilliant Diamond was when I since then is when I've been playing them as they came out. Um, these aren't exactly in order. Kind of how I pick my teams is I always do research, even as it involves spoilers, just because that's how I am. I'm science by nature. I like doing research. Um, so for balance, and also one that just think are cool, especially if it's ones that came out years ago. Um, a little bit of kind of what everyone picks, I guess, being a little bit of contrarian if you want to go that way. Um, so yeah, I look up balance of types and move usage and things like that. These aren't exactly in order of when I play them. So kind of get started with Pokemon X here at the top. Um, yeah, with Delphox. Okay, I guess first contrarian take. Everyone Digger Ninja. Chestnut. I don't have a problem with the design. I think it's a good design, but it doesn't feel like a grass type or a fighting type. I get why. But like if it wasn't for the green, I would have thought it was normal or ground. Um, but Delphox I think is a little underrated. I would have liked the design to be a little bit more, I guess, gender neutral, like from the wand to staff, but I think it's good overall. Let's see what the alleged rumored mega looks like. Slash, I like ghosts and swords, so fun fact. I 3D modeled a life-size Hone Edge, which I will put in the description below if you want to, if you do 3D printing and you want to make your own. Halucha again, I actually think it's cool. I think it was the first for that type combo. Florges, I mean, I would say it was the fairy type of the first gen of that, so I went with it. Noivern I think is really cool again and cool take on dragons. The bad thing, Blastoise, that was definitely the one I used the least. Again, it was the mega that you're given. Um, Again, Charizard's cliche. I think X is the one with the dragon. Yeah. Um, and I don't like doing repeats. And so since Bulbasaur was my very first, almost 30 years ago, I didn't go with that. Also, I tend to stick with, I say 90% of these are ones that are new to that generation, or at least that region. Um, but I bended that rule with Blastoise being the Mega. Then next up is the Brilliant Diamond team. Um, Torterra, I think it's cool. Just I guess like turtles. Again, Infernape, kind of cliche. Empoleon, I mean the type combo is good, but when I was with my ex, she picked that one. Drifloon, again I like Ghost. Um, Bronzong, I think I intentionally went with the one that was fireproof. I don't know. I would pay attention to the ability. I can't remember which one I went for. Available, obviously not not introduced to know. But again, now that we have fairy type, um, and also it was kind of like the all around elemental one. Like it had like I think a fire move, an electric move, and an ice move, besides the fairy move, something like that. Lock, I know, not native, but with the new way to get it, um, again, just really nice one. Skunk Tank was my sort of stand-in fire type, um, given this region. Moving on to Legends Arceus. Um, Again, I looked up what the regional forms were going to be, and again, I technically did Typhlosion with gold. So I just didn't want to repeat that. Plus, it wasn't different enough, I guess. Um, I was a fan of the original Decidueye. I think the original is better. So I went Samurai, which was cool. Togetic. Um, Again, kind of a repeat. Needed very, um, especially for like the creation trio. And then Electrode, got the new original form. Essentially a unique type combo. Signature move, pretty cool. The Rapidash is from the shiny Ponyta that you're essentially given. It's the quest where they introduce how past shinies work. Uh, Guja, this might be the only time I have or at least the first time, I used the pseudo legendary region. Plus, it was a really good tank. I mean, Steel Dragon. And I remember explicitly I used it to sort of, when I was about to defeat Giratina for the first time, I remember I used it to stall while I healed up the rest of my team because I knew it was about the whole form change, or at least I did it to stall Volo before Giratina was one of those. Zoroark, I think, is a great design, great type combo. I think it has this, yeah, it has a signature move. Really cool overall, and that was one of the shiny decks that I went hard to get. I am getting this one way or the other. Next up is Omega Ruby. Um, I don't know. I like Swampert's Mega the best, I guess. Just him getting ripped. Heracross, I know it's from Drill, but again, I like the Mega. Mawile with the new type combo. Not new, but now it's parry. Again, that ability with the high attack. Yeah, these are all Megas, by the way, in case you didn't catch that already. Manectric, just go around. Altaria, um, the design isn't like stand out to me, but it had a Mega, and Mega had a unique type combo, so it was my Dragon and my favorite, even though Ball was here. Lately, I think that was the one from the demo, if I remember correctly. Moving on to this was Sword. Rillaboom, I was a percussionist in school, so that was part of it. Plus, I like the design. Hiring. Where's that town? I always get those mixed up. Hiring, yeah. Anyway, acted as my favorite type. Pretty good overall. Colossal. I like Rex. I studied geology, so we're gonna see a decent amount of rock types. And this one specifically had the UMAX form. I know that because I started training a different one, and then I happened to find one in a raid. I'm like, toxicity. The I want to say hidden. It was definitely was a hidden gem. The kind of random standout with the design and the type combo. Um, Dreadnought again, good overall, and another rock. Graplock, my second wrestler one. That was another shiny that I really went after, and finally got. I think that was it with that. Um, no, where you going? There you go. Moving up, I have this was Ultra Moon. Again, instead of more cliche, this is dry. I am going with the Underdog, which Sea Lion, I don't think that's fun, but And fairy type because I know Necrozma's coming. Um, and she ultimately was the one that landed the finishing blow with the Z move with the Necrozma, though I don't want to say I cheesed it, but I accidentally did something smart where I first of all I was trying to land a toxic with Salandit and I gave it a quick claw, but that never I don't think that really worked out until um, it was like one shot everyone. So I was jumping around, max revive, until it ran out of PP on its signature move, the photon geyser or whatever it was. It's like, oh, this isn't too bad. So I was able to knock it down. Um, Premier almost finished it. It had like four. Premier had like 4 HP left, and hung on long enough to do the land finishing blow. And it was like my second attempt. First attempt, I just got annihilated. And then I used like every bird candy and iron and all those. Vigavolt, um, good type combo, cool design, good around. Delmise was definitely probably the latest ever edition I've had. Again, like Ghost, it's essentially 3 types. Just probably the weakest player in this one, I would say, but still good. I already mentioned saying that type combo and the ability. Another Ghost, 2 Ghosts this generation. That was fun. And then the next one was Shield. Um, I don't think Italian's quite as bad as design as everyone says. Maybe if its default pose was like prone, it would have been better. Um, but that's what I went with. Um, Center Scorch. Um, but I think that's the one I caught in that one gym. I don't think any of these were the GMXs. Um, Cabaraja, good, tank. Pinkerton, it's sort of a poison, sort of water with its move pool, but that was pretty good. Hamilton, again, that one's definitely the one I used the least. Um, just kind of worked out that way. Brismall, nice smooth pool, and I had to counterpart when I was in Sword. Skeletor's for this is Scarlet. Um, Definitely favorite design wise. Um, you know, Myth scale art kind of creeped me out. Pokeball did a little bit too, but you can see I used it in Scarlet. Clodsire, I had to just because we're fun. Quagsire was really good. Espatro was really good with its ability and its signature move. You'll take out a lot. Um, Lamora, I like rocks, and especially the specific one, what's inspired by and why it's poison. Really good. Also, its ability. Garganackle, kind of same thing. Signature move is cool. Its signature ability is cool with its unique mechanics related to the fact that it's salt. Yeah, really cool. Palafin. So kind of the pattern was Palafin did the first flip turn, and then sent out whoever was relevant, I guess. Um, Problem is Palafin is essentially useless in a raid, so I had to find someone else to be my sort of water type for those kind of things. Crocodile, in my opinion, the lesser creepy to Mascara. Toast Rule, really the idea of the convergent evolution I thought was really cool, and I liked it a lot better. And I liked it better than Wiglet or Wugtrio, I guess. Plus, from what I heard, Wugtrio kind of sucks. Ceruledge, Edge, just pretty cool. Liked it better than Armor Rouge. Well, I never had a fire type in Scarlet, so didn't you know one. Another Ghost. One day, whenever you get around to it, I want to design like life-size versions of its sword arms so that you can pre-print those. River Room, new type combo. Not the greatest execution of that, but makes it the whole motorcycle thing. For giraffe, so I used a giraffe rig way back in the day in gold. I know that. I don't remember my full teams from then. Um, but it's cool and its ability is nice. Cloth, surprisingly good for a single stage. Another rock. And then next one was the black or white that I did. I played. I think it was white. Um, and I already used Samurott for Legends, so Embor just wasn't feeling as much, so I went Superior. Sigilith, another surprisingly good first stage, because I like the kind of Nazca Lion's inspiration. Cytotoad, good all around, and I made sure I would get one that would have the poison touch ability since it's sort of a poison type with its that would be its secondary type poison for ground. Crocodile, again, good overall, nice stats. Chandler, another ghost. Looking forward to its rumored mega, which might actually be revealed later today or tomorrow. That preview video they're doing. Galvantula, again, nice type combo, cool design. Um, and you already saw a sneak peek of this, but let me get to. So this is from Shining Pearl, and the only reason I did a playthrough of that was because they were doing the giveaways of Chinese legends of berries and mythicals. If you complete like the home dexes, um, and I needed a I guess native Palkia, and so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go through this, and I'm gonna pick like the most cliche Sinnoh team. I had a Star Raptor that was essentially the fifth beetle, if you will, for this team. So Fernape, the Weasel for my water type, Garjump, um, Luxray, Lucario, which the friendship evolution is always annoying me because they take forever, but I got it. And then Roserade, who was kind of acted as my fairy type. Um, but yeah, those are my teams so far. Whenever ZA comes out, again, I don't want to do any repeats, and I want to see um, what all the new megas look like. Um, I think I want to say I used the Fur Alligator when I did silver. So I got gold first, and eventually did silver. Um, so I might do him, and I'll see how the other ones could look. um, and kind of look at the list of the rumored or leaked. How you look at it, new megas. A number of them I've used elsewhere, which is a little disappointing. Um, but we'll see. May or may not do a video about that. But anyway, I already mentioned the site with my 3D modeling, and if you like my necklace, it is made from the waste plastic from my 3D printing that I recycle. I'll put links in the description for my shop, Garden Madness store on Etsy and Garden Madness on Mercari. For Mercari because the fees are better. But until then, see you next time with whatever random ass topic I want to talk about.